It's Wednesday, May 11th, King of the Mountain State Show, presented by the Dutch Miller Auto Group. I'm Chase Hill, and today I'm with the Boone County boy, Brandon Boggs. All right, man. So now we've talked about it. You fought in the streets, the bars, USA boxing, everything you can think of, and now you fought as a professional. You're 1-0, you're undefeated. You got the win, a first round knockout in your pro debut. You got to do it there in your hometown. Take me back to that day leading up to that night. What's it feel like making your pro debut in your hometown?
Badass. That was man, that was awesome. It was especially great having Joe Board and Tyler Ainscough there with me. That was awesome. They didn't have to make that big of a drive, but they did. And I want to thank those guys for that. It it was just fun, man.
You know, the Amy Elkins was a big ticket seller on that show, and the announcers they had alluded to she had a big support. And then they said, there at the end, let's hang on a minute. It looks like the Boggs' battalion has showed up in Boone County. You had a lot of people there to support you. That was fun.
It was fun, and I do want to. I didn't get to watch the uh, really take time to watch the event until a few days ago, and I want to tip my hat to those ladies because that was the fight of the night. I mean, they absolutely beat the hell out of each other, and I loved watching that.
It was awesome. That was the first female boxing match we've had on our promotion in 11 years. And I told James, I'm like, we're doing that every time. Until these guys start fighting like the girls do, we're doing it every time.
We
But
got. Can we just have those girls fight on every King of the Mountain State event this year?
yeah, I mean, if Amy and Jessica wanted to fight 10 times, I'd watch all 10 of them for sure.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So look, you fight as a professional. You have fought everywhere, different types of gloves, different stuff like that, money on the line, whatever it may be. This is your pro career now. What was it like with those 10-ounce gloves going in there, knowing this is no longer a game you're playing? This is a career now.
Gloves are gloves. It's not really that big of a difference. I threw it right straight and I felt my knuckle touching. That was different than amateur. I've never felt my knuckle go through a boxing glove like that. I don't. Not that big of a difference. It's still a fist fight.
Right. So you got some time with Joe Board. We talk about him a lot. He's fantastic. You and him have really gotten some chemistry and some time together along with the rest of the guys. That was an advantage going into that fight. I saw the better version of you than I had seen before, whether it was the physical part of it, but also you boxed. We talked about it, and you did throw a jab. You did go to the center of the ring. You did look like a boxer as opposed to just going in there and fighting a guy. I hope that builds every time. We get to see what you do every time. You plan to get back up there to Toronto, Ohio, and spend some more time with Joe, right?
Absolutely. One thing I do have to nitpick myself on. I did not. I didn't have my legs under me. I don't know. I don't know if that's the wife's fault or just the nerves that I had. Just being in the hometown because it's hard. It's hard fighting in your hometown. I didn't realize what kind of pressure I'd be under until I got in the arena, and I'm like, oh man, I can't lose here, And but I just had fun with it. I threw the jab. I wasn't using none of my legs, but I had fun, man. I got the W. I listened to Coach. He's a wizard. Um, I'm going to keep listening to him.
Now, your approach, you told me, you said when the fight starts, I'm going to go out and take center of the ring. I'm going to use my jab and I'm going to box a little bit, but you didn't plan on playing with your food very long. When you got the opportunity to put him out of there, you were going to take it, and you did. It ended in the first round. He went down a couple times. Ref steps in, says enough's enough. But I tell you what, Jared Burns is a tough guy. A lot of guys, man, in the pros, when they get an opportunity to get out of a fight, they get knocked down. They're done. He didn't. He got back up. He fought. It was the ref was going to stop, but he wasn't laying down. And props to Jared. But that was a good first pro fight for both of you guys. Had a good storyline. It was Aaron Madison, but props to Jared. He did show up and fight. He was ready to go.
I do want to tip my hat to Jared too. That the best punch I landed was the right straight that knocked him down. And I didn't think he was going to get back up the first time he went down, but that's awesome. He got up and he come back to fight, and that's earns my respect.
Yeah, I mean, there were some things in his fight contract where he was getting paid a certain amount of money. And I paid some fees and stuff for him, but when it came right down to it, I gave him all the money. I said, "Hey, man, you showed up, did exactly what I wanted you to do, is fight your butt off as hard as you could." And I was tickled to death with his performance. We're going to try to make some opportunities for him as we move forward and that kind of stuff. But you're 1-0 now as a pro, and protecting that record, keeping some wins going, but getting better. Like you plan to be there with Joe and stuff, and grow and do that. You're now just over a month away, about 5 weeks away, and you'll be back in the ring June 18th in Charleston, West Virginia. Probably one of the biggest coliseums that you've ever fought in, one of the biggest ones I've ever promoted in. I'm excited to go to the capital city and put Boggs on display again.
Yeah, I'm honored to be on your first time being in Charleston. That's pretty. And one minute about Joe Board. If everybody could take the time and give a shout out to him and his mother, and send some prayers that way, I would appreciate it, and I think he would appreciate it too. And thanks in advance.
Yeah, Joe's mom's 94. We talked to him last night, and she's a tough cookie herself, it seems like, from what he's told me. And our thoughts and prayers goes out to her. I know you plan to get back up there next weekend, as long as everything goes right. And he's got some other guys. Jesse's on the card. He's in the tournament, and he'll be getting ready. And then Tyler, we're looking for maybe a couple amateur fights for Tyler before turning pro, coming off his King of the Mountain State win last year. So those guys are all getting themselves ready for it to be a good time for you to be up there.
They're ready to fight, man. Boards Boxing is always ready to fight. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Danny Rosenberger too, defending that belt.
Danny's record and what he is just, he is so much better. He's going to be a contender for some real stuff moving forward. For you, now you've got a guy named Jared Kahn. Jared Kahn's had one pro fight. He injured his shoulder a little bit, and they had to stop it there early in the fight. He didn't really get to show what he did, but he fights out of Concrete MMA. It didn't matter to him when there was a switch around, whether he was fighting Matt Adams or fighting you or fighting me or fighting anybody. He was just ready to go. He won the fight. I think we're getting another chance that you're going to see this, that you're going to get the best. You're going to get the best of whoever you're fighting. They're going to bring their A game as if they're fighting the defending Super Bowl champs. So here we go again, another guy that's going to come try to knock your head off. Yeah,
you really stick to that. Every time I fall on the King of the Mountain State, they're either bald and built really good, or their name's Jared.
Yeah. So in the pros, we're only fighting guys named Jared.
Yeah. So,
but no, and you know what? He is a tough guy. I saw he sent me some videos. I've watched some stuff on him. The guy can fight. So I want him to challenge you. All these guys got a little bit of bonus in there if they can beat you. And here we go. You're going for 2-0. We'll see what they can do.
I'm ready for it.
Well, tell me this. What was it like after the fight there in Boone County? I'm sure you were able to celebrate with some guys. You go to 1-0 as a pro and, accomplish a big life thing there. What was it like after the fight?
Oh, I'm still a fat kid at heart. It was beer, Little Debbie cakes, some cheeseburgers. It was fun.
Well, and I'm glad I got a chance to celebrate with you there the night afterwards and stuff. But here we go again, man. June 18th, Charleston, the big city, capital city. Here we go. You'll be fighting Jared Kahn. Be near the end of our card, trying to go to 2-0 as a pro. Excited to have you again. Love watching you grow in this, man. Getting in better shape every time. It's awesome. Whenever you get up there, make sure you tell Joe I said hi, and you guys get all the work in that you can.
Absolutely. I'm just having fun, man. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm still taking it serious. I mean, with all the fun I'm having, it's still time to work. And it's just awesome, man. I thank you for the opportunity and believing in me.
Well, I've looked at the calendar and did a little bit of basic math, and it looks like you'll have 6, 7, 8 pro fights in by the end of this year. And if that goes that way, not a lot of guys get that, and they get to do that where you sleep in your bed. You're not traveling. These fights are not in Pennsylvania or up in the north part of the state somewhere where you got to go stay in a hotel. This has been good for you. It's been good watching you grow. It's good for us. But you did, man. You showed up, and it was the best Brandon Boggs I had seen so far, and I hope we see that every time.
That's the plan.
All right, man. You got anything else for me before we go?
Yeah, as always, I want to thank Todd Judy Ford. My support group here at home. The Smoking Hot Wife. You, everybody at Boards
Hey, how
Boxing.
come you always say Smoking Hot Wife, but you're not ever like my Smoking Hot promoter or anything like? I mean, can I get some kind of adjective in there? Like maybe my
He's single, ladies.
Hey, there you go. There you go. And by the way, I keep hearing this song jamming coming out of my daughter and my son's rooms upstairs, and it's Hillbilly Rich. It's your song. So you got at least 2 fans. I know that.
Yeah. It's a badass song.
For a badass fighter, man.
I got to give a shout out to Tim Montana, too. Maybe he sees this because I play it so damn much. He could probably copyright my ass.
Yeah. Listen, when you're up there with Joe, man, do your best, learn from him. I love when you come back and you call me and you tell me different stuff that he's teaching you. Who knows? You teach me enough of it. I may have to get in there, but you got a good support group around you, man. Take care of them. I'm proud of you. Let's keep doing this thing. June 18th, Charleston Coliseum Convention Center in the North Hall. Tickets are on sale now. fightertix.com/king. It'll be stream live pay-per-view at combatsportsnow.com. All the links are on our page. We'll keep you posted as we get there. Talk to you a little bit when we get a little bit closer. As always, man, take care of yourself. Keep living right. I'm very proud of you.
10-4, good buddy.
All right. See you, buddy.